Volcano eruption. 15 important factors to prepare. The pictures of volcanoes look quite fascinating. Most often, they are very perfectly structured like a cone, for instance Mayon volcano in Philippines and Mount Fuji of Japan. Though these may be as beautiful as Mother Nature, they are quite disastrous. In terms of a definition, volcanoes are mountains, but they are yet different in the sense that geothermal activity that happens within them is quite active and occasionally goes through destructive processes. Primarily there are two types of volcanoes, dormant and inactive. Dormant volcanoes are structures of normal mountains and do not erupt. Inactive volcanoes are quite destructive. These are active volcanoes, and occasionally erupt. Most of the volcanoes across the world are situated at special zones. These are quite strategically located all across the Pacific Ocean. Hence, the areas of the Pacific are collectively termed as Pacific Ring of Fire. Among these, the most disastrous volcanoes are situated in the countries across the Pacific such as Japan, the Philippines, Indonesia, and New Zealand. Hawaii and other islands across the Pacific are very rich in the volcanic supplies. Here are some important facts about volcanic eruptions. 1. Over several years mankind has witnessed a lot of destruction in terms of the property and their lives due to the raging molten lava erupting from the volcanoes. 2. These eruptions of the volcanoes also cause highly destructive earthquakes that make the disaster even more catastrophic. 3. Sometimes even disastrous mudflow accompanies these eruptions, that is, only when there is rain over the volcano's crater, especially near the place of eruption. 4. The only happy news is that the volcanoes do not erupt all of a sudden. They take a considerable time in order to accumulate the lava that actually triggers the eruption. 5. Most oft, the native and residents of the nearby areas can make out from the indicators being showed up at the volcano and predict when the eruption would happen. 6. Thus the volcanologists and seismologists are able to advise the people days or even months prior to the volcanic eruption. These advices serve as warning in the long run. 7. Whenever a warning is issued for a particular area, the people there are expected to take care of all the necessary precautions in order to save their own and their families' lives from the arriving disaster. The safety guidelines to prepare for the volcanic eruptions are as follows. 1. In case your house is located within a few kilometers of the volcano, you must evacuate it at once. You might like to take all your important belongings with you, or maybe just leave them there. 2. Earthquakes are one among quite normal occurrences with the active volcanoes. Instead of getting panicky, you must proceed towards some precautionary measures. 3. Remember, in case some sudden rains occur near the volcanic crater, it leads to the abrupt mudflow. This mud often contains the pre-volcanic debris of eruption and hence is hot enough to hard-boil the eggs. Hence, you must beware, else you might have to suffer severe burns owing to the mudflow. 4. You must find for a safe shelter before the eruption, as during the eruption the volcano emits with a lot of force the debris high up in the air. This would lead to falling rocks and small stones being emitted out from the crater. 5. During the volcanic eruption a lot of sulfur is emitted that can cause abnormal breathing or even choking. Be prepared with the gas masks much before the eruption in order to save yourselves from the foul odor and breathe normally. 6. You must avoid any and all contacts with the most crucial and severe emitted materials of the volcano, that is lava. This composes the centerpiece of the volcano and contains burning hot mud that would instantly turn anything that comes into its contact into ashes. 7. Even after the eruption is over, you must wait for the volcanologist's advice regarding the safety and then proceed towards your homes. 8. In case you live near a volcano, instead of changing your address, just take some precautions and keep a watch on the indicators of imminent eruption.